0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with 5th period, Algebra 1. This is the OG period, right? Okay, just making sure. So let's go through these warm-up problems. Today you're going to learn how to do all the cool stuff you've been wondering about all year. Factor quadratics and solve quadratics. This is the big part of Algebra 1. So let's get through these little warm-up problems. Okay, all you want to do is factor this. So just put parentheses around it and divide out the greatest common factor, which would be 4. Okay, so that would be 4, open parentheses, x plus 3. Next up, oh, we were going to only do this one. Next up, what can I factor out of this? Yeah, an x. X, open parentheses, 3x plus 4. Okay. Don't overthink it. Remember, if I move too fast, we got OneNote, we got the book, and you got this recorded. This is live stream. About an hour after we finish this, it'll be available on YouTube for you to watch. Just on that, a reminder to you, but also to me, no last names. Okay, no last names. All right. This is the real meat of it, isn't it? This was the stuff from last night. That was easy stuff. This is a little bit more complicated. You tell me. Raise your hand. You have to vote, by the way. Everybody's got to vote. You can choose foil or box. Majority will win. Raise your hand if you want me to solve this using that crescent moon foil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Raise your hand if you want me to do it using box. More than 6. Okay. I have an idea. How about both ways? So first I'll do box, since that's what people voted. And we believe in democracy. So here I'm going to put x plus 2. And then here I'll write x plus 5. You could. You could. Won't change a thing. Now we draw the box, or as someone said, why don't you call it a window? Because it looks like a little window. Whatever. Okay. Now we fill out the box. What's x times x? What's 2 times x? What's 5 times x? What's 2 times 5? Positive 10. So now we just write everything we see. This is positive 2x and positive 5x. So we can just write out x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10. Let me highlight the common terms. These two. They're going to be combined now. X squared plus 7x plus 10. There it is. There it is. Okay? Preview of what's about to happen, okay? I want you to think of two numbers that add to equal 7 and multiply to equal 10. 5 and 2. Right? You all agree? 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 times 2 is 10. Check this out. Look at this. That is the same thing as this. You out? All right, see you later. Check the live stream, yeah. Yeah.
I did that like 6 times yesterday while I was watching the live stream.
What?
It was bad. My sickness, it was bad.
You were down with the sickness? Where's Justin? Down with the sickness. All right. It's a song. Okay. I want to focus in on that again. Look what we just did. We went from x squared plus 7x plus 10. And we thought to ourselves, let's do two numbers that add to equal 7 and multiply to equal 10. Jasmine said 5 and 2. Okay? Now watch what happens when I FOIL this back. First, first, outer, inner, last. Okay? We get x squared, because I'm zoomed in so far. It's first is x times x, that's x squared, plus outer, x times 2, 2x, plus inner, 5 times x, that's 5x, plus last, 5 times 2, that's plus 10. X squared plus 7x plus 10. Do you see I'm just going back and forth, back and forth? That's called factoring. So what you did yesterday was called multiplying binomials. You use FOIL or box. And then you just reverse that process to go from the quadratic equation, x squared plus 7x plus 10, you went reverse from that back to the binomials. Then you smashed them back together and you got, with using FOIL or box, and you got back to the quadratic. So you factor a quadratic to get to your binomials, and then you multiply those binomials back together using FOIL or box to get to your quadratic. It's like the heads and tails of a penny, right? It's two sides of the same coin. So we should make a note here that x squared plus 7x plus 10 is equal to x plus 5 times x plus 2. This is called the standard form, and this is called the factored form. Kind of like we had standard form linear equations and point slope form linear equations and slope intercept form linear equations. You've got multiple forms of quadratic. You've got standard, factored, vertex, and there's others too. So that's what we're going to learn today, how to factor quadratic equations. Then we're going to learn how to solve them. But you guys, some of you already get it. So here's part C, how to factor quadratics. Okay, let me have you do this for me, please. Write this down. Let me tell you what to write exactly. To factor trinomials in the form x squared plus bx plus c, find two integers with a sum of b and a product of c. Okay? You don't have to write this. You don't have to write this. You don't have to write this. Just write, to factor trinomials in the form x squared plus bx plus c, find two integers with a sum of b and product of c. Another way of saying that is find two integers that add to equal the middle term and multiply to equal the last term. Yeah. Then I want you to write down this. Write everything that you see in that sentence there. remind all of you that we do have those flower petal highlighters with all the different color highlighters. They're in the left closet, on the middle shelf, on the right side. And you're welcome to get one if you want to match the highlighting. If you, what's that? Yeah, write this whole thing here. I know you, I just blocked your screen. Hang on a second. I'll put it, minimize it there. So what we're writing is we're writing this highlighted text here. And then we're writing this whole paragraph right here. And you know, if you get behind on it, remember, if we get connected on OneNote, you can always go back and look at the live stream and screenshot this or whatever. Don't feel like you get behind because all this is being preserved now. Not right now. We might have time at the end of class because if this class is longer, we'll have more time. But you know what happened earlier is in fourth period, I tried to get people to do it at the time, and it turned into a tech support situation, and we didn't really learn as much. So I want to make sure we get the content first, then we can, then absolutely, I will help you. But OneNote, that first download on OneNote, it's a little bit tricky. If you don't follow the steps, and they are weird steps, then it won't work, and then you'll be frustrated. Same thing with a textbook. So, yeah, here we go. Thank you, Kadante. Appreciate it. Okay, consider this example. See if you can do it. I want you to write it down. So here's, you write to here. So this is where you're writing here. See if you can do it. Don't talk. Don't whisper to one another. Just see if you can work it out. Yeah, I want you to do this section here. Okay? Jay, I was digging through some of those books that I got when they were giving away the books, and I found one that I got called Life in a Medieval Castle, or Medieval Castle. And once I get done reading it, I think you and possibly Elizabeth and Taylor would enjoy taking a look at it. It's really, really good. Did you ever get into that mythology book that you got? You got the Edith Hamilton book, Edith Hamilton's Mythology, I think. Yeah. We get so busy with school, we don't have time to do any personal reading.
I don't like reading. I've never.
So did anybody get it? Okay, Evan and Jasmine. Pardon me. Okay, what did you get? 4 and 2. Is that what you got? Okay, Devontae, good. So let's walk through it. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 4 times 2 equals 8. So 4 and 2. Wait, I want to make sure that, because this question is probably important and it probably means other people have it. Can you elaborate a little bit more? I think I know how to answer your question. We need to look at a picture. Okay? Do me a favor, because the question you're asking requires that you do one more step to answer. I want you to take this and set it to 0. So take that factor, x plus 4, set it equal to 0. Take this factor, x plus 2, set it equal to 0. Now solve each tiny little equation. Go ahead and do it. Did you get -4 and -2? So can you keep that in your mind? Keep it in your mind. -4 and -2. What does it say? It says x equals -4 and x equals -2, right? Keep that in your mind. Now watch. Can you somebody please read me the read me the whole equation, the original one? Oops. X squared plus 6x plus 8. Now, what were those two numbers I told you to keep in your mind? Watch this, guys. Whoa. Anybody else could get like that? Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa. That's a whoa moment. Those are the solutions or the x-intercepts of the graph of the equation. So the process, there's a 3-step process. You take a quadratic, x squared plus 6x plus 8. You factor it into binomials. Then you take each little binomial and you set those two binomials equal to 0 and solve. Those solutions are the x-intercepts of the graph. You just solved the quadratic. This is what it means to solve a quadratic. Find out where it crosses the x-axis. Okay? I'm going to have you solve another quadratic right here. But you're going to do it visually. Oops. What are the solutions to the quadratic equation? Here, let's do another one. Let me change this and put a 2 in front of it. See? So, yeah. Now, check this out. Can you please read me the factors of that quadratic that we did? When you factored it into two binomials, it was open parentheses x plus 4 check this out, guys. Do you understand? On the STAR test, they're going to test you with all three things. They're going to give you the standard form quadratic, and they're going to say, what are the solutions? Solve it. They're going to give you the factored form and say, what are the solutions? Or what are the zeros? Or what are the roots? These numbers, -4 and -2, those are called the zeros, the roots, the solutions, and the x-intercepts. All 4 different words mean the same thing. They might also give you a graph, and they'll say, what are the solutions to this graph? And you go to that x-axis and you say, here it is. All right, so the visual method and the calculation method. All right. Let me show you one other cool thing about this. Let's go back to our OneNote. You see this number right here? Right here. See this number? Check this out. Wow. So that last number all by itself in the quadratic, that was the y-intercept. Just like in a linear equation, y equals mx plus b, so y equals 5x plus 8. 8's the y-intercept. Same thing here. Same thing here. The last term is the y-intercept. The number all by itself with no x, that's the y-intercept. There it is. You already know. You don't even need to look for the answer. You already know. Okay. Let's go back because we just jumped ahead a little bit. We're going to learn some things now. That's why I wanted to pull up this whiteboard. Okay, I got it. They show me that message every time. I got it every time. Thank you. We're going to go over something real quick. The standard form of a quadratic equation, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. If your OCD is kicking in about that dot, I'm going to get rid of it for you because mine was. Here's the standard form of a quadratic. Write this down. AX squared plus BX plus C. This tells you if the graph opens up or down. Okay? Yeah. If it's positive, If A is positive, the graph opens up. If A is negative, it opens down. If A is big, like 12, it's going to be a real smashed in skinny graph. If A is little, like 0.2 or 0.001, it's going to be real wide. But that's a little ahead of us. Now, this is the y-intercept. Okay? If this number C is positive, that means your factors have the same sign. Okay, I'm not going to write all that. That means your factors have the same sign. We'll just write factor same. If it's negative, that means your factors have different signs. B. If B is positive and C is positive, both factors are positive. Factors, not solutions. Factors, not the x-intercepts. Factors, not the roots. Factors, not the zeros. Okay? All right. Now I want to practice with you. Don't worry if you didn't get it. I put it in my clipboard. I'll paste it back in a second. What's A? A is 3. What's B? What's C? What is the y-intercept? Does this graph open up or down? A is positive, so it opens up. Crosses the y-axis at -5. Because this is a negative right here, it means that our factors have different signs. Okay? So one will be, here's how it's going to look, guys. One will be plus, and one will be minus. That's all we know right now. Okay? We know that it crosses the y-axis at -5. It opens up. Is it going to be real skinny or real fat? This is a big number, so it's going to be skinny. It's opposite of what you think. Good. Now let me do another one. What's A? What'd you say? Wait a minute. What'd you say? -4. Yes.
So it'd be 9x 9. Because you combine the two like terms. 6x 12 plus 3x 12 equals 9x 12, which would be 8.
So you add the 6 and the 3. A is 9. What's B? What's C?
-4.
What's the y-intercept?
-4.
Is it open up or down? A is positive. It opens up. Got some smart people in here. Good job. You getting it a little bit? This is not hard. Don't make it hard. I'm just going to paste that back in there. So this is now in the OneNote. Just put it right here off to the side. There's your little tutorial. Okay. Did we already work this one? No, we didn't work this one yet. Wait, let's let everybody get a chance.
How do we know the answer if we don't know what it is? Oh, 15?
Well, here's what we're going to do. That's actually a great point. Did you hear what he said? Say the whole sentence again.
How are we going to know what the answer is if we don't know what it equals?
What a wonderful, wonderful segue. So right now, what's written here, because there's no equal sign, this is just called an expression. Okay? It's called the quadratic expression. Now watch this. If I put equals 0, now it's called the quadratic equation. So, yes, Leo, you cannot solve a quadratic expression. Because that is like saying, you know, how much rain does this sticker generate? Right? You say, well, that's not that doesn't work, right? That doesn't make sense. Yeah. So I need two numbers that add to equal b and multiply to equal c. What's b? What's c?
15.
Let's get him, Taylor.
Okay, so it'd be 5 plus 3 and 5 times 3.
5 plus 3 and 5 times 3. So, is c positive?
Yes.
Where does this cross the y-axis?
15.
Correct. What is a?
1.
Good. Now, because c is positive, the signs are the same. Is b positive? That means the signs are both plus. Okay? So what do I write here and here?
5 and 5.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Does it matter if I write 3 and 5?
No.
No, the order doesn't matter. Okay? That's right. So, but we'll go with the way he said it, so we're all on the same page. Now, what was the next step to solving it? Set each factor equal to 0. See, that's a factor. X plus 5, that's a factor. The solution of that factor is -5. Here's another factor, x plus 3. Set it equal to 0 and solve it. Now you got the solution. Now, where do you think this graph crosses the x-axis? -5 comma 0 and -3 comma 0, right? Crosses the y-axis at 15. So 0 comma 15, right? Wow. Wow. Y'all know a lot about this. Let's see if you're right. X squared plus 8x plus 15. X squared, hang on, I hit this little keyboard down here. X squared, oh, come on, bro. X squared plus 8x plus, how do I say 15 in Spanish? Thank you. Now, this is the big reveal. If we're wrong, then we don't know what we're doing, right?
We know what we're doing though. That's all period. That's yeah.
-5 and -3, and then let's go up and check that y-intercept.
Exactly.
Wow. So I'm going to get all this information here on one graph. Well, okay, so my mouse is moving it around. Sorry. There. I want this. I want this. I want this. Now, hey, look down at the bottom here. Look at this one. Ooh, what's that all about? Well, what does it look like visually? The very bottom of the graph? The tip? What do we call tips and edges and corners in geometry? Vertex. That's the vertex of the graph. Or the very top, if it's a, yeah. So let me go paste this into your OneNote. So you've got a picture of it, okay? So let me put that picture here. Wait a minute, I got a better idea. I want to show you something. I want to show you something cool. So first I'll paste the picture. Then I'm going to show you something very cool about OneNote. That'll give you a chance to play with this yourself. So I'm going to go back to Desmos, click Share, click Copy, go back to OneNote. Let me go up here, and let me go over here. Let me go down here. And let me just delete this. Yeah, I got you on the 10 minutes. Thank you for the reminder. Let me paste this in here. Watch this. Watch what happens. Ready? It's going to load Desmos inside OneNote. You can do it too. So watch this. It's going to load the graph. Check this out. So now in Desmos, look. In Desmos, I just want to make this bigger. Here in Desmos, guys, you have the ability now on your own iPhones and Android devices to go in there and zoom in. See? Isn't that neat? Within your own notes. And you can go change this stuff and put something in there. It's like having a little Desmos app inside the OneNote application. Okay?
Wait, so this basically how the homework is?
Yeah, it's all the homework is. You going to be okay on the homework? Now, Leo, let me ask you a question. How are you going to get help on the homework if you need it? Ah, wait, someone asked a really great question. Yeah.
Because, you know, I don't have the ability to get on OneNote right now.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay. Here's a star question. Can anybody do it?
Like, I just don't like know what we're supposed to do. You're not always finding like 5 and 2. Oh.
Hey, that's something I want you to do, okay? For homework. That's homework, okay? Just chill. Right? Just chill. Now look. We already did all this. You see, solving quadratics, you guys did all that. You did all that. Now here's your homework. I'm gonna make this bigger for you. You have 10 problems from page 507, and you've got some and you've got some problems on delta. Yeah. It really shouldn't take you very long at all. Here's what I want to say, and I need to say, you can take a picture of it, write it down, whatever. Here's what I need to say, though. You have to decide what is important to you. If you're struggling in this class and you're signed up to do a bunch of extracurricular sports, my question is, where are your priorities? I mean, it's up to you. It's just a decision that you make on a daily basis. So I hear people tell me, oh, I have a game tonight. And my response is, the STAR test is coming. I didn't make it, but it's coming. So if I was a student that wanted to do well on the STAR test, and I was struggling to get my homework done because I had games every night, I might think about that. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to make compromises and sacrifices all the time. So, right? I'm just saying that I'm sorry if the work that we do interferes with your schedule. But it's not, I'm not trying to pack your schedule in. I'm just telling you, this is what it's going to take to get ready for the benchmark by February 20th. So let me say this to my players that have stuff going on. I will be flexible about the turn-in deadline, but you still need to do all this work. Is that a good compromise? Okay. So if you see a deadline in Google Calendar or on Delta and you say, it's due tomorrow, right? Just chill, right? Chill. Come talk to me. Say, I had a game last night. I promise I'll do all of this weekend. Okay? And if you're a trustworthy person, I'll trust you and I'll say, all right, cool. Just get it done. Wait, hold on. Evan had his hand up. I want to ask him. Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Holly. Okay. Any other questions? Did everybody who's not going to have access to the live stream or to their textbook, did they all take pictures of this?
I can't take a picture sometimes.
Okay, you're writing it down? Elizabeth, would you please go down to the library? Where are you going for sixth period? Could you please ask her for permission to go to the library and check out a physical textbook? The Red Algebra 1 book. You go to Miss Page or Miss Gott and you ask her, please give me Morelli's Algebra 1 textbook. I'm here to check it out. And they'll give it to you to take home for the rest of the year, okay? And then you go to page 507 and there all your work will be there, okay? So this is something I'm now doing for my people, okay? Y'all are all my people. I want you to have a book that this course is anchored to. So now I'm writing all my notes from the book. Okay, I'm not going to switch off this page because I know people are writing this down. But I wanted to switch off this page and open up the textbook so you could see on page 507, it tells you all around these homework problems here, it's got examples fully worked out for you. Okay, there it is. Hey, can we see that real quick? Yeah. Page 507. Did you check this one out from the library? Okay. Look. Here it is. Look. See this? So if I'm a struggling student and I go to page 507 and I see the homework, I might look back and it actually shows me how to solve it on page 506. Now, if I'm an advanced student, I might go ahead and work some other problems here, the harder ones, the ones that have the geometry in them. Hey, Nick, there's even one with soccer. Okay? So, guys, get this.
On Oregon, we tell them like what
I would love for you to do that. If you watch my live stream tonight and you tell me, hey, Mr. Morelli, work number 25, I'm going to start by asking what's A, B, and C. And then I'm just going to sit there and wait for live chat to populate with answers. Because on every one of these, huh? What are you solving for? Okay, so notice how this equals negative 32. Add 2 to both sides so that this side equals 0. It needs to equal 0 before you solve. No, you can't. So it'll be x squared minus 18x plus 32 equals 0. Over here, it's going to say d squared plus 18d plus 56 equals 0. H squared minus 16h plus 48 equals 0. Y squared plus y minus 20 equals 0. Okay, this is already set equal to 0. X squared minus 6x minus 27 equals 0. See how I'm doing it? N squared minus 7n on both sides. N squared minus 7n minus 120 equals 0. Y squared minus 13y minus 90 equals 0. Get it set equal to 0 first. Then factor. Then set those factors equal to 0 and solve those factors. And then you're a smart person. You know where to cross the x-axis at. Okay, and go ahead, take the time, and make sure you know. What's the y-intercept? What's the y-intercept? You know, figure those y-intercepts out, because that's going to come up too. See here, it's 109. You guys did great today. Congratulations. You're moving up. Good job. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream here, and y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you, students.